So one problem that comes up in the economy when we have uncertainty, when information available is limited, is a commitment problem. And let's just take the example of searching for apartments. And let's take it from first the landlord's perspective. The landlord is looking to fill their apartment with tenants, and it's hard to find good tenants. And when you've made a pact and you find some good tenants, you say, okay, the apartment's yours. Well, you know, one problem that can result from the point of view of the landlord is that those tenants are good tenants. They have good credit histories. They're nice people. And, you know, maybe they're in your apartment for a week or two, whatever, or maybe they haven't moved in. They just have they're just planning on it. Well, lo and behold, they find another apartment and boom, you've lost them. So their continual search for something better makes you vulnerable to, you know, the potential tenants leaving you in the lurch. Well, from the point of view of the tenants, it's also the same. Let's suppose you are looking for an apartment and you find an apartment you like. It's near your work. It's affordable. It's you know, it's everything that you want it to be. It's in a safe neighborhood, and you're interested in that apartment, and you say, hey, I'll take it, and the landlord says, sure. Well, you know, 15 minutes after you visit, the landlord gets a call from somebody that says, hey, I'll pay you $50 a month more, you know, I've got a better credit history, whatever. From the perspective of a tenant or a prospective tenant, you know, that the fact that that landlord can go make a match with somebody else really leaves you vulnerable. And this could be a big problem in the economy. And the economic agents have developed ways to combat this problem. In particular, we have contracts that bind us. Once you are interested in an apartment, well, once you sign that lease, boom, you're done. The landlord can't go find better tenants, and the tenants can't go find a better landlord. And so this uncertainty problem that would keep a lot of transactions from getting made, or at least make a lot of transactions much more difficult, these contracts, these long-term, typically one-year leases, solve that problem. And by the way, we can look at marriage contracts this way. It's you know, we are searching. I haven't been in the search for quite a long time, but way back when I was, and you know, let's say I found the partner that seemed to be a really good match. We decided to, you know, share our lot together. We're living together, we're happy, and lo and behold, I should have picked a more realistic example. I know this is really hard to imagine, but let's suppose that she finds somebody that's better than I am. They're better looking, they're physically more strong looking, whatever. They make more money. They're funnier. I know all these things except for the making more money are hard to imagine, but anyway, let's suppose that happens, and boom, she's gone. Well, you know, here I had invested all these resources. That story does happen all the time, but the whole idea of a marriage contract is in part to solve that commitment problem. And of course, there's all sorts of social institutions, marriage in the church, not just in the courthouse, and social stigmas used to be a lot higher, but you know, growing up Catholic, I remember I had a friend whose mom was divorced. You know, that was a big deal, and these social stigmas against breaking these commitments is all part of the society's attempt to overcome these commitment problems that are inherent in uncertain ventures.